So you went from New York to Atlanta to now Trois-Rivières. What was the feeling about doing all those experiences in football?
It was definitely great. You know, I grew up with these goals in mind. I always wanted to play football at the next level, the professional level. You know, I'm happy I got the experience I did. Now I'm here in Montreal and I'm ready to work.
Were you happy about what you did in the NFL, or?
Oh yeah, I think I did pretty well. I heard really good feedback as well. You know, I just want to take this year and make sure that I do my best this year and get some looks again maybe. If not, I'm back here in Montreal.
What do you learn in NFL that you can apply in the CFL?
Just working hard every down. You know, it's position wise and some skills that I learned. I definitely took a lot in from the training camps, the rookie camps. Just some details, specifically defensive end, like in the position wise, and I feel like I've gotten better using my hands and just working with the pro guys.
What is your first impression of the camp here in the group?
My first impression?
Yes.
That there's guys here that want to win. I'm all about winning, so I'm just ready to work with these guys. I've been here for 2 days so far, and I've already I feel like I'm gelling pretty well. I've never been to Montreal. My French is getting up. I can't lie to you. It's getting there. I think I'll be pretty good by the time the season's over.
You know some French?
Comment ça va? Ça va bien. Just the basics. I did some French in school in Edmonton, so I know the basic stuff.
Mm-hmm. You have to adapt to the CFL, but you grew up as a CFL fan, so is it a bit easier from that side? Or?
I mean, earlier today in practice, it wasn't difficult, but just getting my steps, and because when I'm coming off the edge and the steps to work my move, it's a little different. It's not right away. So just getting used to the things. I think I did pretty good for my first day. We'll watch the film and then just get better from there. I grew up watching like CFL, like you said, and like one of my teammates, Armando Sewell, like I knew he was on the Eskimos for Elks now for years. So this. Just being a sponge and soaking up everything that I can from the older guys.
Special for you to play with Sewell?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it is. Because when I was younger, like I looked up to guys like that. I didn't really know them, didn't know that I'd be playing with them or just be at this level. But I'm glad that I am. I'm just doing my best.
And you see yourself playing more at the edge with the Alouettes?
I mean, whatever coach wants me to. But today I'm playing at the edge, and I feel like I did pretty good. Just I feel like once I get things down. Then I think I'll do pretty well.
The coaching staff, they give you a goal or something to work on,
or? We'll watch the film. I've only been out here for 1 day. Nothing too concrete yet. If I was to say myself, like what I just told you guys, just getting my steps down and getting used to I think it'll all come back. It's been a little while, 4 or 5 years since I played Canadian football, but I think it'll all come back and I'll be able to do it pretty well.
Because you're a bit lighter than at your pro day, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm around the same weight. Yeah. I mean, I got the layers on. You know what I mean? But I felt pretty good moving today. Obviously, it's day one. As we go through camp and into the season, I think I'll get more comfortable and I think I'll do pretty well.
Can you take me through like rookie mini camp? Like I know I've heard about them. You see highlights of them, but like what does it entail? Like what was the experience like for you specifically? What were you
So basically. Well, for both teams, kind of similar. They treat you like one of their own for 3 days. Like they call you, you're a Giant or you're a Falcon for the 3 days that you're there. You do the same. You wake up at the same time. You do meetings. You go to all the meetings. You eat at their cafeteria. You go in their locker room. You getting coached by their coaches, and they're coaching you the same way they would coach their players. And like basically, yeah, you're on a team for a couple days, and from then they decide who they want to keep and stuff like that. I think I left a really good impression. I've heard really good things from my times at both camps, and it just keeps me confident and knowing that like I can get back there if I just put in the work and do what I can for Montreal.
What do you think your best attributes are right now on the field?
On the field, I communicate. I got length. I could play. I won't just show one thing all the time. I'm very versatile in my moves and what I do on the edge and what I do inside and wherever it is on the D-line. And I think I'm a good teammate as well. So that's one thing I look forward to, being a good teammate to these guys.
And could you just talk to me a little bit about your year at TCU and just you guys won national title.
Yeah.
You played a lot. I mean, like, can you just tell me that experience? How much did that help you grow and develop?
Honestly, I think it helped me a lot because didn't always have the wins at my previous college, and like, you know, confidence-wise, your confidence goes down when you're only winning a game a year. So like, going to TCU and the way the coaching process was and how they treated you guys like they would treat their kids. You know what I mean? They had a high demand, but they respected you at the same time, and we were gonna work, and we were gonna come in, and we were gonna be brothers, and we were gonna go do it on the field too. So it's definitely, you know, it was very good for me, for my confidence and for my overall, you know, playing football all these years and being able to go to the national championship game. That's a dream that I've always had since I was young, and to be able to have done that, you know, obviously the outcome wasn't what we wanted, but I definitely, you know, check something off the bucket list.
The lasting memory of the national title, you know, outside of the result, obviously I know it didn't go your way, but is there something that you take from that experience that you're going to remember for a long time?
Definitely just the atmosphere and having my family there at a game that big. My sister was there, my cousins, they live in Chicago, they were there as well. My friend that lived in LA was there. I had people that that have been watching my journey for a long time, and they were there to be able to experience it with me. You know, it didn't go the way we wanted it to, but just knowing that they were there in that room, you know, that meant a lot. Because, like, you know, I'm from Canada. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta. You know, there's not too many people coming out to watch football in the States, and with the national championship, you know, being able to get them out there and letting them experience that as well, you know, that's a blessing.
Talking about your family, you're coming from a very athletic family. What's the feeling for your siblings, your brothers, sisters, your mother to see that now it's your turn to play in pro sports?
They're definitely excited. You know, I was talking to my mom last night. She's beyond proud of me. You know, and that's all I want to do, make my parents proud. You know what I mean? My brother's doing his thing right now in Germany. I got, you know, yeah, like you said, an athletic family. I think we're all just trying to make my mom proud, my family proud, because, you know, they deserve it. You know, they've been through some things traveling from South Sudan to coming to Edmonton and in their early life, and, you know, now they just sit back and watch us do our thing, and, you know, hopefully one day I can use the sport to help my family and, you know, live a peaceful life.
Who's the best athlete in the family?
Me.
Disappointed to say.
Coach, your first impression of Uguak and his first training?
Yeah, I mean, he looks the part. I know that. Obviously, anytime a player comes in, having been down south for a while, and there's a little bit of an adjustment, and there will be for him too. You know, and obviously he's coming in 3 or 4 days in with everybody. So, but I love his attitude. He's not afraid to just jump in there. You know, our first team meeting, he was asking questions and all that stuff. So he's fitting in, which is what you want, and you know, obviously glad that he was able to come up for us.
What is the biggest challenge to make this transition from NFL to CFL?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different game, and on the D line especially, you know, with the yard off, you got to get used to that. It's fast paced, and the way he played down south when I watched him in college, the hustle that he did, the plays that he made, they all translate to being up here. But you know, it's pro football, so the guys you're going against are a little bit different, and the speed of pace of our game is pretty high. So you just got to get used to those things, and obviously, like I said, you know, you're coming in a few days into camp rather than right at the beginning, so that's an adjustment in and of itself. Plus, it's a new environment for him, and new teammates to learn, new coaching staff, you know, different techniques that we teach down here that you probably don't. Maybe you get some of the similar ones, but it's still different when you have a new coach teaching you. So, you know, there'll always be a transition there, but, you know, I think he'll be what we expect him to be.
What specific things are you looking for every day as progress from an offensive standpoint?
We just want consistency. I mean, I don't think what people don't realize with pro football, and particularly in training camp for us, we have about 6 installs that we do, at least right now. We'll have a couple more later in camp, but that's like 6 game plans. And usually when you game plan, you install, you know, a little bit at a time, and they get the whole week to learn it. And some of it's carryover, and you've also had a full training camp to learn it, and then you go into the season. Right now, it's a full install every other day, and sometimes they're 2 days in a row. So that's 45 new plays these guys are learning, and some of them are carryover as far as concepts wise, but they're still motioning, using different personnel groupings, using different formations for those things. So it's a lot of learning right now. So what you just want to see is there's an ability to take it from the classroom, take it out here, and still be up to speed, you know. And as long as we can be consistent in seeing progress with that, particularly with some of the older concepts that we are repeating. That's what you want to see. The new stuff, we know they're going to mess up. It's all about learning and adapting and not making the same mistake twice. So, and on top of that, a great attitude. I mean, because this is not easy. And so we don't want to see guys that get frustrated. We want to see guys that understand it's pro football. It's very difficult anyways. And on top of that, you're learning a new system, but stay positive as we do this. And I look at our team and how they hustle and work. That's what's noticeable to me. Even though it's hard right now, everybody is still working with a smile on their face, and I'm happy for that.
One receiver I wanted to ask you about was 85, Tyler Sneed. He's a guy we've seen him in the return punts a little bit here. He's a shifty guy, a bit undersized, but what have you seen?
Yeah, he's pretty dynamic. I mean, he's definitely making the most of his opportunities when he's in there. He runs great routes. Obviously, smaller statured receivers usually are great route runners, and he's that. I mean, he's got great quickness, great ability to get in and out of breaks. Obviously, looks very comfortable returning the ball. So, and punts, and he's done it in all types of weather so far here in camp. So, obviously, and then smart. I mean, we've had him in the classroom for 4 or 5 days now, and he's picked up the offense extremely well. I think if out of all of the players, he may, know one of the guys that knows every position, which is huge after 4 or 5 days with us. So that tells me, a little bit something about him and his effort off the field as well on the field. And that's one of the things we talked about at our first team meeting is there's one thing to be effort that we can see, and we know what hustle looks like. We also know what amazing hustle looks like, and that's what we're looking for. But it's effort off the field. It's your attention to detail in what you're working on, study habits, what you're able to take from the classroom to the field because of how much you did study on your own is what we want to see. And he's done that.